my name is Dani, and welcome to a very special Festival of Archaeology edition of Crafting with Citizen. So today we are going to be looking at coastal defences. We are going to build and test some of the human-made solutions to the coastal erosion and flooding problems we looked at in our last two episodes. The coast is shaped by the action of wind, waves and tides. If an important part of it is disappearing, say where we live, work or play, humans have been building defences to protect it for thousands of years. But we need to be careful. Different types of defences work in different ways, and the energy of the sea, well, it has to go somewhere. So, we've got two little building blocks here. These are going to be what we're going to use to have a bit of fun with crafting. These are some of the bits I found around my flat to use today. As ever, don't worry if you don't have all of them. Just use what you can find. So we have a large clear container here. We've got a bottle filled with water. We've got some stones. We've got some sand right here. And then we have a few other bits. As ever, we have a nice bit of colored water. Don't worry if you don't have any color, it'll work just fine. We also have these two nets right here that I got off of garlic bulbs. They're round garlic bulbs. You might have something with around oranges or something else. Whatever, it'll work just fine. And we also have, of course, the Lego that we're going to use. So very important, if you can, to use a big base or some sort of base to attach your various coastal defences to. And we found it really useful to use this size of Lego, these flat bits, and the traditional sort of square chunky bits. But you can use whatever you can find. Okay, so let's start our experiments. The first thing we are going to test is a very common sea wall, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a large wall that spans the entire coastline being protected. So they're pretty big and ugly, and they also require a lot of fixing. But let's give it a test and find out. Now, while we've made this, we've used the flat pieces on the bottom. We've put a bracing structure back here. And then we just made a wall. We've also put a bracing structure on the top and made sure to give it a good squeeze so that hopefully it will stay together. So we pop it in just like this. We grab our sand, pop it in the back. There we go. Now we can move this. So we get a nice bit of sand back there. And now we take our water. Put that in and make a waltz. So the final bit, of course, is the test. For this, we use our water bottle, and we don't do that because we need more water. So what I did there is I actually just went out and got some more water, because sometimes you just need to get a bit more of the crafting supplies that you've run low on. Now, we'll pull this in and already that looks like it's going to be infinitely better. So round two, we take our bottle again. And we go like this. What we can see is actually it's not working too bad. So the next thing we're going to look at is breakwaters, which are essentially seawalls that are offshore in deeper water. They break up the oncoming waves so that the power of them is reduced when they hit the shore. They work well, but they can be easily destroyed in a big storm. Let's see if we can see anything when we make a storm. Well, see, seems to be working pretty good, this one as well. So what we've been looking at before are examples of traditionally built sea walls. But more modern sea walls, well, they have a curved structure just like this. This is our more complex build for today. And they work by reflecting the waves back. So the waves come in like this, sloosh around, and then come out. And they fit just back here. And we give it a sploosh. So hopefully you'll be able to see some examples of this. So what we're going to make next are gambions, which are basically bundles of rock in a metal mesh. We're using the garlic mesh and our little stones to make them, just like this. So they also reduce the impact of waves and prevent cliffs from being undercut. They aren't hugely effective, and they're pretty ugly, but they're also really cheap to make, and they do have some impact. There we go. So the next thing we have is riprap, which are just rocks and stones put along the edge of the coast, like gambions, but without the net. They blend in better to the environment, but the rocks can be easily moved by the sea when a storm comes in. Let's see how it works. Not very great. These ones are kind of interesting. They're called groins, and they are low-lying wooden walls that extend out into the sea. So they work by capturing sand that's moving from one part of a beach to another because of the way that the waves are hitting the shore, which is a process called longshore drift. The idea is to build up a new beach in the area that's being eroded away. However, as the sand moves, it exposes another bit of the coast to the erosion, which might create a problem there. Let's see if we can get some longshore drift going on using these. There we go. Actually, we kind of see it. That's pretty cool, actually. And finally, revetments are concrete or wooden barriers similar to a sea wall, but built on a slant. They often have rippled surfaces on them to help reduce the energy of the waves, and they kind of look like this. So they are one of the most successful, but also the most expensive ways to reduce coastal erosion. Let's see if we can get some wave action going on. There we have it. Well, I hope you guys had fun today making some coastal defences, and I hope that you keep experimenting and coming up with new and interesting ways to keep your coastline safe. Remember, this is just one of many activities that are happening this week for the Festival of Archaeology. So make sure that you check out the website for the Council for British Archaeology and the Young Archaeologists Club for many more activities. I hope to see you soon.